Hello and welcome back. I hope you've brought some paint with you because today I'm going to do another paint with me video. My family and I recently went to the Memphis Botanic Garden to see Thomas Stambo's Trolls Save the Humans art installation. Not only were the trolls breathtaking on their own, but they each represented a way to live more sustainably while also being surrounded by the most beautiful spring blooms. There was inspiration everywhere, and I took loads of pictures. This is the image I will be recreating in watercolor today. I ended up cropping it down to focus on one flower and two buds for a small painting. I did a quick Google search on the flowers and found out they are called red columbine or wild columbine. They tend to bloom in late spring in May to June, but here they were very happily blooming in the beginning of April in Memphis. The nectar produced in the flower's spurs attracts butterflies and hummingbirds. In modern times, the flower is grown purely for its beauty, but the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Natural Resources Conservation Service has evidence to suggest Native North American tribes use the plant as a herbal remedy for a number of ailments. The Lady Bird Johnson Wildlife Center also claims the seed would be crushed and rubbed on the hands to attract love. How cute is that? You can definitely see how this flower could be used to symbolize love. I started out painting the yellow fronds, and then I went in and tried to paint the spurs. I started them out a bit too small, but I kept going because some of the flowers I've seen online, they can be short and squat like that, but the reference that I had was not. Here, I decided to just go for it and make all those spurs into kind of the body of the flower instead, and then add more spurs at the top. This painting is a really good example of just playing and ending up with something that's really, really nice in the end. But the old Annika would have made it too short like that and just thrown it out instead of just making it bigger. So this is the finished piece. I'll put up the reference photo just so you can see both of them next to each other while I do the tape pull, which is my favorite part. Let me know in the comments how you think I did, if you think you like this painting, if you enjoyed painting with me. Also, please let me know if you would prefer if I yapped through the entire process of me painting, or if you like a quiet music, just chilling and painting vibe. Alright, I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.